an Arizona Lotus Corporation radio station. Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, April 10th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're jam-packed, getting ready for, we're counting down the days until my mini vacay, but 420 with our big anniversary show. We got less than 2 weeks left, and, we have a fun one. Spring is upon us.
Yes.
We got entertainment in the air. Got to congratulate our Tucson Roadrunners for making it to the playoffs. Yeah, that was nice. Such a weird way to do it, too, though. I was afraid. They kept saying this. The stipulation was like this, Weirdo. If the Roadrunners win, the next game they win, we automatically clinch our position in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. So on Friday night, we lost. And then I was thinking out loud to some coworkers, I'm like, how heartbreaking would it be that, every single game, the last 4 games of the season, we're like, if we win this one, we're in the playoffs. If we win this one, we're in the playoffs, and then lose every single time. And Saturday night's game started off 4-0, the opposing team, the Texas Stars. So it looked like we were donezo. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. But somehow, some way, the boys rallied and came from behind 4-0 to tie it up. And then here's how weird hockey is, and I still don't completely understand it. Full disclosure. So then we tie it up, and then we go into overtime, and then we lose in overtime. But since we made it to overtime, we clinched our spot in the playoffs. All right.
That's like worse than the brackets in basketball. Remember that movie and how complicated it was?
Remember it. I just watched it the other night. But yeah, so one way or the other, it doesn't matter. The silver lining is we're in the playoffs again, first time in many years, and hopefully that means home games, more appearances, and whatnot, because we've been having a blast this season. Mm-hmm. I met a lot of listeners over the weekend, just a few. Shout out Scotty, Nicole, her family, Dylan, just a few people that I met at the games this weekend that were very stoked to meet and interact. We had a good time, so I appreciate you guys, and it was cool. So we got 2 more games this weekend, and I'll be giving away 4-pack of tickets all week long for the Roadrunners for Friday and Saturday night. Saturday is the official season ender, but then we'll see if we get any playoff games in Tucson, and if we do, then we need to rally. We need to bring everybody out there full force, do the whole whiteout thing and all the stuff that people do during playoffs. Like, we got playoffs in Tucson again. Very nice.
Yes.
It was a great weekend for Super Mario fans. Did you go out to the movies this weekend, Weirdo?
I didn't get a chance. We were up in Phoenix and doing much stuff yesterday, but we definitely have that on the to-do list to go see that with the kids.
Yeah, Powers has been amped about this movie ever since they announced it last year. And, the early reviews on this were really bad. They were abysmal, actually. The critics were slamming this film, but that did not deter people from going out and enjoying Super Mario Brothers. In fact, they set a record for opening weekend box office, surpassing $377 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that overtakes Frozen Part 2. And it also broke a 5-day opening record, bringing in over 204 million. So just massive
Huge.
Numbers. Yeah. I saw a lot of people obviously posting their Mario stuff. And I think Barbie came out the same weekend, or is that next weekend?
No, so the trailer for Barbie came out.
Okay, good. Yeah. You can't have Mario go up against Barbie. And what the hell? What are we doing? Like every one of our movies now, if they're not Marvel supervillains or heroes, they're toys and video games. Mm-hmm. We could come up with some better ideas, Hollywood. Let's brainstorm.
Yeah, but it seems like the Barbie movie is definitely like poking fun at itself, because it's got one chick from SNL being the Barbie that's always in the splits with like drawings on her face.
Whatever. That doesn't shock me at all. That's like Toy Story, or that's like the Brady Bunch movie, or it's been done. It's redundant at this point. Hollywood, ran out of original ideas many years ago, as we know, but I know there's creative people out there smoking tons of ganja. They could come up with something that is not IP of something that we played as a kid. I'm just saying.
Well, just send in those 3 movie scripts you wrote. You'll be fine.
No, I got ChatGPT working on it. Yeah, with the rewrites.
Nice.
Yeah. And then just, because the thing about scripts is when you submit them and they got all these like misspelled words, and then Hollywood execs right off the bat throw it in the trash. So I just submit my script to ChatGPT and I'm like, spell these correctly.
Yeah. Autocorrect, please.
Yeah. They're like, which words? I'm like, all of them. They're all bad. They're all basically hieroglyphics. I gave up a long time ago. All right, we got your morning more coming up here in a few after following in reverse. Let's kick things off with the Chili Peppers on this Monday morning. Be ready because I have things to give away like those Tucson Roadrunner tickets, and I have coffee to give away from Motionless in White.
What?
Yes, I'll explain more later, but first, here's Under the Bridge on Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Yeah. I got good morning, everybody. Welcome to the podcast broadcast. We are live. I just got Mari's attention by mentioning the same reaction Weirdo had this morning when I was like, hey, we're giving away coffee from Motionless in White. And you're like, it's better than Starbucks.
Yeah. I don't even drink coffee. And I'm like, Motionless in White, what?
Oh,
Yes.
I drink so much coffee.
I know, which that will be our single song takeover as well. Hold on. Let's get on the air here for a tease. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining the stream. We're going to have a fun time. That's for sure. Here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast as per usual. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or our Facebook pages. We're streaming on KFMA's Facebook page right now as well. And got your TMI top 5 coming up here after the latest from Ozzy Osbourne and Beck, who, Ozzy retired and unretired again over the weekend. Did you hear? Yeah, it was good news. Yeah, he's like, I'm done. I'm never going to perform again. And then Sharon's like, oh, Ozzy, remember that $50 million you got for saying that you're going to play Power Trip? And he's like, I'm unretired. But that's not even part of the headlines I'm going to share with you next. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. It's podcast broadcast. What else can I say? I also want to shout out Late to the Party. Who in Late to the Party is messaging? Because first off, thank you for recognizing the Brady Bunch reference movie. But I noticed you guys, and thank you for watching the stream and everything. But I've been checking out your page, and you guys do YouTube right, and it's fantastic. So I just want to give you a shout out as well. It's both of you, Robert and Vanessa. How about you email me beefvegan@gmail.com, and we'll meet you on the stream right now. I'm sure you guys have a decent enough setup where you could join us, and we could talk a little bit about your page. Again, they have 127,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I could pull up their Instagram real quick. Another thing that you have to do properly if you're going to do an YouTube page, which we don't do well, is let's see, knowing how to tease it and promote it on social media and getting the screenshots. And I'll show you exactly what I mean here when I pull this up. And thank you for both watching at the same time. And look, they do a reaction for the Indiana Jones trailer that I don't care about. Weirdo asked me about this today.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not into it at all. Won't be into it.
Stop asking Harrison Ford to do things.
Yeah. I feel bad for him at this point. All right. So here's Welcome to the Party's Instagram page. So the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? They give a review, and then this is exactly the type of stuff that you need to do for your home screen on YouTube to get the clicks and get people noticing. And Vanessa and Robert, they do it right. They've been doing it right for a long time, and I'm sure that they're making a decent amount of money doing so. And so kudos and congratulations. You guys are putting in good work. I'm very impressed, and I do follow you, right? I'd be a dick if I wasn't. Yeah, I am following you. Yeah, okay. Man, I would feel so bad. I'm like, check out their page and make sure you follow it. I don't, but you should.
You're like, oops, I missed.
Yeah.
Oops, trying to hit it, missed.
All right. So thought it was Powers. Just the look that he was given at the time. We got your TMI top 5, the top 5 headlines, and of course with Weirdo and Mari, it's always a good time. I have a lot of stuff on the show sheet that I'm looking forward to getting to and talking with you guys about. And yes, there's 2 games the Roadrunners left this season, and then we'll find out at some point when the playoff schedule is. If we get some home games, they're probably going to be weekday games, to be honest with you, because we're like number 8 seed or 12 seed or whatever. We're at the bottom. So we don't get the primo booking as far as playoff games. So the weekend games go to the people who are like the number 1 seed, right? So, all right. Yeah, no, I got nothing but love for you guys. So I love seeing people, hustle, chase their dreams, and do it well. It's inspiring. And it's also a reminder that I'm not doing it well. I need to work on it a lot better. We were talking with Drew from the challenge, Angel Cake Vids, of course, on Friday, who has a successful channel as well. Pales in comparison to Robert and Vanessa's channel, but he'll get there. It depends. I mean, how many people are into just the challenge? That's very niche, but you could do that on the internet as well.
Right.
For a global audience, we can't be niche. We can't afford to be niche.
Right.
We have to be broad, because we're entertaining a bunch of people on the FM airwaves. So it's a different game.
Right. And if he's kind of the only one that's going into doing all that stuff with the challenge, and
He's not the only one. He's just the best.
He's just the best.
Yes.
All right, then.
Because I'm doing it too.
Fanboy over here.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a fanboy. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I'm getting called out by a weirdo here, and got the lovely Mari in studio as well on this. I like Mondays like this. I like being the only crude dude in the room. We're going to have some fun. We'll even play some games. But first, let's get into our TMI top 5. These are top 5 headlines I didn't get around to getting to today. But there's a list of baby names that have been banned by various countries. Now, did you, when you were coming up with baby names, because you have 2 sons,
I do,
and you wanted kind of like an original sounding name, but also was based in heritage for your husband's things. Did you come across any names that you felt like, did you look at, when you were thinking of the names, did you look them up online to see if there were extra meanings or any kind of repercussions you might get from picking those names?
Yeah, there was this one that means like rebel, but like not a good rebel. Like not like a cool rebel, like a criminal rebel.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of what the name though. I can't think of like what the actual name was.
So what they translated, it translated to basically a felon.
Right.
Yeah. You thought it was a cool sounding name, and it was just like, this guy is a serial killer. It means serial killer. What about you, weirdo? Same thing?
I think for my oldest son, it was just we were just trying to throw a bunch of names together, and I think Achilles got put out there, and
Achilles?
I'm like, what, a tendon? No, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, guaranteed this guy, if he went into professional wrestling, he'd be the bad guy his entire career. It's a heel thing. All right, stupid joke. Okay. I did date a girl for a long time. I had a stepdaughter named Jezebel, right? Which biblically has bad context and name to it. It never was really an issue. It didn't bother me at all. I wasn't around when she named her daughter. Yeah. And I love sweet little Jezzy. But we did go trick-or-treating one year. And while we're in the neighborhood, there was a little church set up for Halloween where they're giving out hot dogs and hamburgers. And we were super hungry. And they were being super nice. So we're like, yeah, we'll join this nighttime barbecue. So we're sitting down and we're enjoying a hot dog, and the whole family, right? My daughter and her daughter. And she's sitting there, and we're sitting with the church people. They're trying to recruit.
Right.
And so the only time that it was the most awkward time was like one of the church ladies was like trying to make small talk. And she's like, so what's your name, little girl? And she's like, my name's Jezebel. And it's just totally silent, right? And me and her mom just take a slow bite into the hot dog and look down and away like, yeah, we're not going to sign up for your church. Don't worry about it.
Right. Right. You don't want to recruit us anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. So that's the only time that backfired. All right. In other headlines, you could camp inside a giant bush bean can at the national park this summer, at a national park. If you're interested in this, you can go to Bush Canper. Yeah, that's CANPER.com. It's kind of ridiculous. I do have pictures they'll show you real quick.
I mean, I was getting a little excited when you said you can go camp inside a giant bush. I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah, no, it's just basically a can of beans. So if you ever had this like secret fantasy of being, I don't know, and like shrunk, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or being like any of the little mouse. What's the mouse movie where you're,
Stuart Little?
Yeah, like Stuart Little.
Okay.
If you had a fantasy of being Stuart Little, you could basically live that fantasy by going into this camper, right? So bush beans.
Die there of heat stroke.
Yeah, it looks terrible. It does
awful.
look like a hot box for sure. So, but yeah,
I love it.
You do love it?
Yeah, I'd stay there for sure.
it's going to be pretty expensive.
Canned
actually.
fur. That's so funny. So punny.
That
That's
does
true.
not fulfill my off the grid living fantasies at all.
Hey, we're all parents here, but do you ever feel like if you didn't have kids, you would regret not having kids?
No.
That's a good answer.
No, but do I want to say no? Does that mean that I don't love my
I
Nah,
would never
nah.
take my children back. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
Like I would never
no,
go back and undo
absolutely not.
things, but I do see like people in their
I
30s
know.
and 40s that I know that don't have kids, and yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that
study will back it up. Actually, 1 in 5 adults still don't want to have kids, and when asked if they regret it, they're like, "No, I
Yeah.
don't." Yeah,
Right.
and
That's the trope. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. And 99% of the time, people that go all the way to old age with no kids are like, no, my life was fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
right,
you."
right. What am I regretting? Having all this money and freedom. So many
I
regrets.
don't have gray hair.
Right, yeah. All right. A 32-year-old guy dubbed himself the Croc King in Connecticut because he collected more than 2,000 pairs of Crocs. Yeah,
How
that's-
is that news? Come on.
It's
I mean,
news
pretty
because
impressive.
it's 2,000 pairs of Crocs. He's 32-year-old,
He
and he
doesn't
gave
have
himself the
kids.
name Croc King. The one thing he's not is, well, one thing he still is virgin. All right. here we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. He definitely doesn't have kids for many reasons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine you're on a first date and you're like, what are some of your hobbies? Like, well, baby, glad you asked. I have 2,000 pairs of Crocs. I'm sorry, where are you going? Come back here. Right?
Well, first red flag is he's going to show up in Crocs. I would leave.
Yeah. You can't, you could not show up in Crocs on a first date, right?
No.
That's got to be like a
No,
super faux
that
pas.
that is a red flag for me.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. All right. And final headline in your TMI top 5. It's too much information in a short amount of time. Burglars tunneled into an Apple store in Seattle just over the weekend. This was in a suburb in Seattle. They made off with over $500,000 worth of merchandise, including 436 iPhones in under 15 minutes.
Wow.
Now, for now, the culprits are still on the loose, and that's a lot of work to create this kind of heist. But at the same time, it's an Apple store. You know they can track all those things, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty much boned.
I wonder how long it took them to get all that set up and get the tunnel, and then all right, this is it. We're doing the last breakthrough, and then 15 minutes and gone.
Gone, yeah.
How
Yeah.
do they tunnel it, you think, though?
Well, with the shovel.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe some other machinery, but yeah, they dug. Yeah.
Here's the advice to the cops: go to whatever store is next door to them,
Right.
and ask all their employees.
It's true.
Yeah, so $500,000 worth of iPhones. So they stole at least like 20 of them. All right, let's keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/BeefVegan. We'll be back with your single song takeover for Motionless in White next.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that? So
Mhm.
which Motionless in White song?
What's
Should
on the
I play?
playlist?
Okay, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's go to the playlist.
going to the playlist. And then I'm
Because
going to invite.
I do like Werewolf, but it's getting a little overplayed.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. But, good for them.
No, right?
To
No,
have a
to
radio
have that.
single that's getting overplayed.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So starting from the top of my Motionless in White list. And what's the song that you recall playing on KFMA for Motionless in White?
God, I can't. Oh,
Okay.
oh, loud.
Okay. Yeah.
Wanna be loud,
That's the
wanna be
number
loud.
one song or the top song on this
Okay.
list.
Yeah.
Loud, Necessary Evil, Voices, Brand New Numb, Another Life, Somebody Told Me, which I'm assuming is a cover.
It's a Killer's cover, yeah.
Time Bomb, Cyber Hex, Masterpiece, Slaughterhouse, and then I think that's it.
Cyber Hex is good.
Cyber Hex and
I
Slaughterhouse.
yeah. Oh, Slaughterhouse
A little
though.
hard.
That one's real
Oh wait,
hard.
there's more. Cyber Hex, a Masterpiece, Slaughterhouse, and a Werewolf. Okay.
There's more. One.
Yeah, okay. Right on.
I would say Cyber Hex. That one's
Yeah,
got a nice
that's-
bounce to it.
It does.
Yeah.
All techie.
Yeah. Because Slaughterhouse has got homie from Knocked Loose, and that's
It's heavy.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good one, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little heavy for the morning.
I mean, I got to see Knocked Loose play live, and he only screams at one note.
Really?
Right.
All songs. That was a concert where like our chests were shaking. The bass was way too
Yeah.
hard. Like it was a lot.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the Jeopardy champion who had to quit social media because social media pointed out to him something he didn't realize about himself?
Hmm.
No.
It is. I'll show you a picture. His name is Brian. Look at this guy. What does he look? Who does he look like?
Oh,
to you?
man.
Yeah, that's exact. See, he goes on national television without even realizing this. But within 2 seconds of him being on national television, Twitter immediately was like, "Hey, y'all, Hitler just won Jeopardy today."
I know.
Yes. So they roasted this guy into oblivion, and he's just like, he had to quit Twitter and social media.
Oh.
He's still currently the Jeopardy champion.
Or
He's a-
just shave the mustache.
Yeah,
Right.
And maybe get a different haircut.
Yes,
Yes.
all those things. But you know what? He wasn't too focused on how he was looking. He was too busy learning things to become Jeopardy champion. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, that's the downside. You know, the upside to being so smart and training yourself to be so smart and win the game of Jeopardy is that you inadvertently end up looking like Hitler in the process. It just, you know, I mean, have you seen Ken Jennings? He wasn't necessarily a male model by any means, right? So, I mean, you got to pick a poison. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Whenever I was doing casino events, the ones who never knew how to play blackjack or poker or any kind of game were the doctors and lawyers, the highly successful and educated people in the world. They were always the ones that were the dumbest at the table games because they weren't wasting their time learning a game. They were
Right.
learning how to save lives and become a lawyer and successful and rich.
Yeah.
So I realized that at a young age, and I was like, shit, I know all these table games.
Mm.
I made wrong life decisions. So, all right, I'm going to do this Motionless in White song, and I'm also going to invite Robert and Vanessa. I believe they emailed me, so I'm going to email them back an invite. We're going to meet them.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. Yep. All right. So we have that all coming up. Earlier this morning, we did F My Life. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of Your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com. Subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call at 600 KFMA at 600-5362. And Weirdo and I will weigh in on your F My Life situation. May even hook you up with something if we agree your life is effed. You ready, Weirdo?
I am.
All right. First email sent to me by Joey. He said the other day I got into an argument with a 7-year-old. He said that Obama was the 44th president. I said he was the 42nd. Guess who got it right?
The child.
Of course. F My Life for Joey. What do you say?
No. Big baby.
Big stupid baby, Joey. Come on, man. Study up on that. The internet is a plethora of information. You're wasting your time looking at thirst traps, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
All right. Next, F My Life. Sent to me by Julie. She said, last night my husband confessed to me that when he's angry with me, he uses my makeup sponge to apply his hemorrhoid cream.
Oh. Well, if she's regularly washing it, which she probably isn't. So yeah, F My Life.
Yeah, it probably isn't.
So
Yeah.
gross.
I bet you that's a nice, delicate touch there, though, for the husband. So and maybe he should buy his own makeup sponge for his hemorrhoid cream. And eventually, if you keep using the cream and it doesn't work, then why don't you stop using the cream if it's not going to work?
I love the petty though. That's so good.
It's so petty. No, I mean, it's almost criminally petty. So I don't know. I say that's a deal breaker for me, but F your life. Your face is full of hemorrhoids. All right. Next up, my life email sent to me by Lily. She said, one time my 6-year-old son asked me what a sex toy was. Not really knowing what to tell him, I said it was a game. He then asked for a sex toy for Christmas.
Mhm.
He knew that was coming, huh? All right, F my life. What do you say?
F My Life. You can't tell kids anything. It's so literal. They're so literal.
Yeah.
You can't, no hypothet. Just no. Just stop talking to children. That's the lesson.
Well, it's their 6-year-old. I mean, I think there'll be more issues if you have no conversation with a 6-year-old altogether. All right. Well, this next email sent to me by Nikki at beefvegan@kfma.com. She said, Friday night I went to see Pop Evil in concert. Awesome. Not only did the people next to me have a loud conversation through the entire set, but the guy behind me repeatedly tried to lecture me for headbutting him. Given he was a foot taller than me, I'm not even sure how that was possible. F my life. I'm sure you can relate to Nikki's email here, Weirdo.
Yeah, I'm short, so being in a big crowd like that, that's relatable. F My Life. I hate it when I go to concerts and other people ruin it.
Yeah. All right. I agree. Definitely F my life. Somebody was calling, but they hung up. All right, final of my life for the day, sent to me by Heidi. She said, today I received a box in the mail from my mom, which I assumed was a care package. It was a scale to encourage me to lose weight. Half my life for the passive aggressive mom.
Half my life for the mommy issues, for sure.
Oh, that's true. I agree, Heidi. I mean, there's better ways to say it. But hey, at least you got a free scale. That's nice. Keep those emails coming. beefvegan@kfma.com. Just don't forget to do the subject line FML. I'll have things to give away, including free coffee from Motionless in White. I'll tell you more right after these words. So if I'm hitting things, I'm back here live. I was ready for it. All right. So I was listening to Motionless in White, Cyber Hex, of course. You guys know that we picked that song. When I say we, it wasn't me at all. It was lovely ladies who are massive fans of Motionless in White. Let's get Robert on here. Yo, Robert, what's going on, dude?
Guys, be vegan. Hey, all choked up over here. How's it going, man? How you guys going?
Good. And Vanessa's in the other room working, but, I appreciate having you on. I've been noticing your comments in the stream. And, of course, it got me intrigued. I'm like, late to the party. Let's see what that's all about. And I was like, holy shit, man, you guys are putting out some work. How long you been doing the Late to the Party video podcast channel?
We've been doing it since 2015, and it just kind of like steamrolled from there. Found a lot of success with it. In fact, we found you guys because our buddy, like my old roommate, is Matthew from Tucson Foodies. So,
okay.
He told me, he's like, I'm going on this show on KFMA. I was like, hell yeah, I'll listen. And so I just watched it. Then I kept watching after that. So, and then seeing you guys on location down the road from us at the landing. So it was like, oh yeah, like you guys are doing what we would love to do, which is, consistent live streaming, but you guys do it pretty damn well. So,
well, I appreciate that, and that means a lot too, because you put together a fantastic, successful channel. When did you feel it or notice it like turning the corner? Because obviously when you started up and you're doing, basically movie reviews, all different types of stuff when it comes to pop culture, would you say movies and television? Would you say?
Yeah, movies, TVs, reactions. We really found our footing in the reactions because, like, we were doing reviews in the beginning, but man, it's people want to watch you watch stuff. So that is where we really found our calling.
Yeah, just like watching other people play video games.
Yep.
Right. Well, the thing is, and I consider doing this is on the live stream sometimes, but when say a live reaction to listening to a song or a music video, which is obviously on brand, but I've come across the problem of getting flagged while we're doing a live stream and kind of getting shut down.
Yep.
So I wonder what's the workaround on that. How do you guys get away with it?
So typically when it comes to the long form reactions, and I say long form, but just in the sense that you're not pausing or cutting away. So like a music videos, typically you're leaving the whole music video up. You want to get the reaction for the whole thing. That's what gets you in trouble. Same with trailers. We do trailer reactions. We leave the whole thing. It gets flagged and sometimes gets blocked or claimed by the companies that made it. Understandable. Right. They want to make the money off of their own trailers. But where we kind of figured out how to do it without, any issues, any entanglements when it comes to copyright, we cut it up. So for instance, if you're doing a music video, a lot of people won't even put the music on there. They'll say it starts now, and then the music will play and you could probably see the video. And then, you listen to it. And if they want to listen along, they can queue up the song themselves and play along. But there's all these little tricks of the trade to get around it.
Yeah, see, and
because I'm wanting to get into new music reactions and stuff like that. Like I kind of did a practice one with the new Avenged Sevenfold, and it's difficult to like try to put the time markers. Like it kind of, I don't know. So I'm still messing with it because that is something that I want to do on the regular.
Do it, and we can help you. We'll give you some. It took some trial and error, but we figured it. Like we do reactions to Disney Plus shows, all the HBO Max, and Disney Plus is the worst when it comes to blocking stuff.
Oh yes, yes, I know anything Disney.
but they're the best when it comes to actually paying for stuff. So for instance,
really?
like they won't claim trailers. They'll leave your trailers. And if you do a reaction to a trailer that they put out, you get all the money for it unless there's a song in there.
Really?
Yeah. But Warner Brothers, Universal, like those guys they'll take it before it even hits the air. Like as soon as you
wow.
upload it, they'll claim it and all the money goes to them. But Disney lets you keep everything unless a song is in it, in which case those companies will come for the video because the song's in it. But it's always the music that's the hardest.
That is interesting. It's very surprising. So you just did a reaction to the trailer that dropped for Indiana Jones. And
Indiana Jones.
is that under the Disney banner now too? Yes.
Yes.
Right.
And then Fox too. When Fox got bought out by Disney, all the Fox stuff is under their banner now. So Fox doesn't bother us anymore. They'll end up letting you take everything.
Wow.
Nice.
That is so surprising to me, right?
know.
Because you would assume the opposite when it comes to the mega corporation that is Disney who
Mega.
owns the world.
Mhm.
But I mean, they understand maybe, and I'm just speculating, that they understand the value of channels like yours.
Right.
In fact, yeah, there was that Disney actually put us in a trailer that they released right before season 3 of The Mandalorian. So if you go to our Instagram page, it's the pinned video right there on the channel. But essentially what it was is they contacted us and like 4 other reactors, and they ended up putting our video into their trailer, and the create that first one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's check this out. Yeah.
Oh my God, I just
I
realized
love
you guys
Mandalorian.
followed me and I didn't know. Sorry. Thank
No
you.
worries.
That's all right. You've been having a lot of followers with your Polycube stuff. Let's see. I noticed right away and followed back. It's not a big deal, Robert.
I appreciate that.
That's great.
I followed back. I promise. I just did it right now.
All right.
So when it came to this trailer, like Disney reached out and they said they were putting together a sizzle reel, essentially, where everybody's talking about the legacy of the Mandalorian and Star Wars. And there's a portion when they shift over to talking about reactions and watching reactions. And Favreau talks about watching reactions. Mark Hamill watched our reaction back when the big reveal came out last season. And yeah, there's a point in here where they pull us up. Of course, they're going to talk about the other stuff first, but we pop up shortly.
Nice. That's fantastic, Lindsay.
And they compensated you.
I would play the audio, or they would boot me. Honestly. We're going to be on the air here in 3 seconds. So, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. On the podcast broadcast, we've got a very special guest from a very successful YouTube page that's broadcast right from our very own backyard here in Tucson. Got Robert from Late to the Party is the name of the YouTube channel, and they do reaction videos. And we're looking, and they actually had one of their reactions used in an official Disney. There they are, right there. Used in an official Disney trailer, right? So Disney reached out to them themselves when talking about the Mandalorian and said, hey, can we show a clip of you reacting to our show in this? And that, I mean, as official can get. And welcome, Robert. Again, thank you for joining us on this stream. And I'm just kind of course, all focused on your page now.
Yeah.
But you're doing it right. And it was a great little revelation that he just shared with us that, you know, when it comes to copywriting, because I know a lot of people out there have posted on YouTube and got one of those notifications being like, sorry, bitch, you can't air this, or you're not going to get paid on it. You know, Robert revealed to me that, you know, when it comes to reactionary videos and utilizing Disney products, right, shows and movie clips and trailers, that they actually kind of give them the blessing, all these content creators, and don't put that copyright infringement label on the YouTube video so they can monetize it if they do properly, as long as there's not licensed music in it. And they're the only major company out of all the media companies that will do so. Everyone else is very strict. So if it was a Warner Brothers thing and he's reacting to the trailer for Batman, they're going to flag him and say, okay, yeah, people could watch this, but you don't make a dime off this. That's our money, right?
Oh yeah, they take everything. So yeah, Disney is awesome when it comes to just allowing you, and anyone can do it. That's the cool thing about this, is what we do, anybody can do, and many do. But essentially, if you want to show your passion for any of the trailers that drop, specifically trailers. That's where a lot of the traffic does come in, is watching these trailers, because you've seen those Star Wars trailers and people pop for them. And when it comes to Disney, man, they're all about letting you guys, be successful off of their own creations. But yeah, when it comes to like Warner Brothers, Universal, like those ones will definitely take every penny before it even hits the air. So kind of tricks.
Yeah, impressive, right?
Yeah.
But again, like, and we made this point on the broadcast that Disney at least is smart enough to realize that they're providing a service by reacting. You're creating more hype for the product. In fact, actually, I don't even know if I would have been into the Marvel universe if it wasn't for all those Easter egg videos, all those reaction videos, all the kind of deep dives that content creators are making, and that's one of the best things about YouTube. And Robert, along with Vanessa, have been doing Late to the Party since 2015, and now have close to 130,000 subscribers, and all their videos do gangbusters, and you do it right as far as the home screen and everything else. So you guys got to check out not only the YouTube page, but also their Instagram, officially Late to the Party. I like
officially Late to the Party. Got to keep it official.
Well, while I have you on here, before I let you go, Robert, this is the first time meeting you. It won't be the last. I'm definitely going to have you on again. But I have pulled up your Super Mario Brothers movie review. Real quick, can you give me a quick review, because I didn't get to see it yet? Obviously, it broke records this year, or it was $377 million, I believe, was the box office take over 5 days. So what was your take on Super Mario Brothers?
Well, if you didn't see this movie, plenty of other people will, because the theaters are popping right now for everybody going to watch Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Right. And yeah, this is a movie that is for everybody. That's the thing, is we loved it so much. If you are a fan of old school Mario Brothers gaming, or the most recent gaming that they've done in the world of Mario Brothers, or just Nintendo in general, like, this movie starts out in that world, but it starts out small. There is so much that they can do with it. And I think that's what a lot of the critics were hating on, is that it feels very simple. But man, have you ever played that first Super Mario Brothers game? That game is simple. Yes. And they grow from there. And I feel like they know that they don't have to give us everything in that first movie. They can keep it small. And this movie, that keeps it small, but there is a lot of room for aggressive expansion, as the Joker says. So there's plenty of room for them to grow in this universe, and the universe is coming. The Nintendo Cinematic Universe is on its way, but check it out.
So exciting.
Was that the buzz that they were creating a Cinematic Universe? Or that's so that's guaranteed to happen. So what do you think?
Next up will end up being Donkey Kong. I guarantee it.
Okay. Did Donkey Kong? Well, Donkey Kong didn't have a presence in Super Mario Brothers, did he?
Oh yeah. If you go back, yes, he's in the trailers. But if you go back to old school Mario and Donkey Kong scrapped quite a bit back in the old games. So it's perfect to keep him, with the Mario brand.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. Well, now you got me excited to see the movie. Yeah.
I need to go take my toddler.
Yeah, absolutely. Officially Late to the Party is the Instagram page. Late to the Party is the YouTube page. Make sure you check them out, and you're going to enjoy it. So while you're there, you might as well subscribe. We'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. And clear it. Excellent job, Robert.
So I didn't even think about a Nintendo expanded cinematic universe, because look at Zelda could be something epic, live action.
I was thinking it was gonna be Zelda next, but I think Donkey Kong's way better of a choice if you're going to expand the universe there, and then go everywhere. I mean, well, with Nintendo, you got Legend of Zelda, of course, you got Donkey Kong. Then what else do you think is speculating for a potential movie to expand in this universe? Because it's a short list if you're talking about iconic characters that people have played in franchises. I mean, just successful franchises.
I was gonna say Tetris, but I think Apple Plus just did a dramatization of how Tetris got going.
Yeah, they just did Tetris. Metroid would be another big one that they would do, but you're right. When it comes down to that Nintendo cinematic universe, it's really going to come down to them splitting off the characters. So you're going to end up doing the Donkey Kong country, land, Diddy, everybody in that world. And they already have Epic Universe, which is going to be Universal Studios' new park that they're currently building in Florida. They already have a Donkey Kong ride So
Nice.
I mean, they're gonna want to
They're already
invest
ready.
in Donkey Kong itself to be
Totally.
able to allow you to go over there and experience the ride of the movie. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's in Japan too. They have like a Super Mario Brothers like whole Universal thing in
Mhm.
Japan.
I would
Yeah.
hope so. I mean, that's the
And
birthplace, so it should.
and now in Hollywood too. They just opened it up in Hollywood.
Oh
In
yes,
fact,
yes.
this past month, I believe
Right.
it opened up the Super Nintendo World.
Right. You're
Nice.
right.
But there's not much room there to grow as there is in Florida,
True.
which is what they're planning to do right now. But
Wow, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they gonna
Yeah.
are they gonna split off to, like you said, separating all the characters, just separate off to Luigi, and it's just a really sad movie of him just walking around in the rain, being like, "I do the work too. Why does he get all the attention?"
He gets the girl, he gets everything.
yes, Luigi's Mansion. So Luigi's
Oh,
Mansion,
that's true.
where there's hints,
Horror.
Yeah, exactly. You can do like a Halloween movie, and if they didn't want to, they could do like a show or something. I don't know.
Right.
Universal could end up, giving us a little short form content to supplement the movies. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion would be an amazing way for them to go to let Luigi shine on his own, and then they all kind of come back. But the biggest one that I think will be like the Avengers level edition is Super Smash Brothers.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. That's all
Exactly.
my kids.
So that's what they're going to try
play.
to build it towards then, huh? Yeah.
Rumor is that's what they're building it to. You get Kirby, you get all these other
Yes.
characters
Mhm.
coming
Yeah.
in. So
So cool.
Right.
and that way you don't have to dedicate a full movie to some of them, but you can bring them in for Super Smash Brothers, see
Yes.
which merchandise sells the best, and then they can go make a movie if they wanted to
Wow.
based off of
Universal needs to hire you.
that. They should.
Yeah.
It's like, you got
they,
all the ideas.
they do. They take all our money every time we do anything. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit. They owe you money.
You're like, take my ideas, just let me monetize my videos, please.
Right.
Funny enough, we were actually on the Blu-ray for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Same thing as Disney, where they talk about, and the director, Jeff Goldblum, they're talking about watching reactions, and then there's our faces again reacting to
Nice.
something, So Universal has paid us in the past for certain things, but yeah, they take all that money right out of the gate.
Mm.
Bastards.
Brutal. Yeah.
I know.
It's interesting, the business side of that and of monetizing and everything that works with that. When you started the channel, how long did it take you to start seeing results? Because you gotta, I mean, obviously you're seeing what people are doing and doing successfully. But yeah, when did it start to gain momentum?
Funny enough, I think we ended up hitting 1,000 subscribers within a year. And then after that, it just extrapolated and kept building. And in fact, we used to be movie trivia competitors that would go to Burbank, California, and battle other YouTubers. It was called the
Nice.
Movie Trivia Schmodown. Since then, it's been canceled, but it ran for like 7 seasons. And over there, we rubbed elbows with a lot of people that are in the business and what they've done. And we learned a lot from them to figure out ways, like you said, the thumbnails. The thumbnails is a real big thing that you got to do. Just how to navigate social media. And even then, we're kind of chill on social media. We're not on it fervently. Like Star Wars Celebration is just ended today, and it's like we don't head out to those events. We kind of cover them from home, so we're not really boots on the ground as much as we used to be.
Right.
But yeah, we learned a lot from them, and once you get a lot of that info, man, it's eventually especially with collaborations, the Schmodown too. We collaborated with a lot of people, and that helps grow your following as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this, because all your reactions positive? And do you ever watch something that's like so abysmal or so bad that you're like, I don't even want to put together a reaction video to this, or this is just shit, and then we're gonna get sued for slander?
No, like honestly, if we don't like something, we say it. In fact, we just filmed our reaction to Shazam 2, and
that's an easy one.
Yeah.
God, who paid for that?
Nobody. So
Right. That's true.
We filmed our reaction to Shazam 2, and I'm currently editing it. But yeah, there's plenty of constructive criticisms in there when it comes to things that are taking place. And so I mean, we just go with truth is the best way to approach these things.
You gotta be honest.
So we're honest when it comes to stuff. However, a while back, there was a trailer for Transformers. I don't remember if it was one of the Transformers, Age of Extinction or one of those. And we shot the trailer, and we were just sitting there watching it the whole time. And when it ended, we had nothing to say. and we just kind of looked at each other. We're like,
Hmm.
I don't want to do this. And we just stopped. We never put the video up. We just kind of
You
stopped
should
the
have.
record.
You should have done just that and then walked
You're
away.
right.
That's
You're
the whole
right.
thing, yeah.
You're right. I thought about it differently. I thought it more like, oh, well, I don't have anything to say, so I can't put a video up if I don't say anything. No, we should have ran with that. We
Yeah.
should have.
Right.
But I didn't think about that. I just thought, well, if I don't have anything to say, then I can't put it up. It's like, no, I
Right.
should have leaned into not being able to say anything about it. So we've kind of learned from as time goes on. Now we put everything up. When we hit
Right.
record, we'll edit it and throw little funnies in there. Like we do movie reactions of movies of the past, and that's what we're doing right now. Better late than never. Every Throwback Thursday, we're watching
Nice.
Rocky Horror Picture Show this Thursday, and we did
Nice.
Hereditary last Thursday, which was
Ooh.
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Let me see.
What's the average length of your videos?
Depending, like trailer reactions, you could be anywhere between 4 and 8 minutes. Show reactions, you're looking about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then movies, you get around like 40 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
So it just
Okay,
depends
so
on the
edit
movie.
it down. So you're not reacting in real time to each
Correct.
movie and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
You're getting the highlights. You're getting the gist of the things, but we cut it in a way that it's like you still can experience it as a viewer and understand what's going on. It's not just a quick flash of us going, oh, like you get some context in there. We edit it in a way that you can still enjoy yourself watching what we're watching.
Okay. And do you guys still have day jobs, or did you 100% focus this on your career?
So I used to be a director for KOLD for a while.
Oh.
There you
And so
go.
I did that as my full-time, and Vanessa has her job as well. She's still currently doing that one because that one is actually a great one.
Yeah.
And then for me, I just went full-fledged into late to the party. So I'm doing that full-time, the editing and managing everything. And then she's the talent, man. She pops in, films a video, goes on her way, and then I sit around doing all the rest of the stuff.
She's like, oh, it's super easy. I just
Yeah,
watch
right.
stuff and react. And
Right.
you're like,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hours on end, just editing. I know, like, it is a time-consuming process
Yeah.
for sure, putting that together. And are you also doing the graphic design on your thumbnails?
Yeah, everything is done in-house. We
Yeah.
we did the logo. Our logo was paid, and we purchased that from one of our buddies who did all the art for the Schmodown back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did our logo and our banner. Everything else is done in-house. It's done by me. So yeah, we do it all with
Nice.
just us.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, and that's again, we're focusing on a local business in Tucson, and that's essentially Robert and Vanessa are prime examples of how to start a local business in Tucson that has a global reach. And when you're looking at the different views, I know you can see your analytics and whatnot. Where are some of the places you're surprisingly popular at, like, in the world?
In the world, yeah. So a lot of them come from like South American countries as well. So we get a lot like Cobra Kai. When we covered Cobra Kai, and man, like Mexico, Brazil, like everybody was coming out for those ones, which was awesome. Korea as well. We covered Squid Game. All of Us Are Dead. A few different Korean dramas, K-dramas, and man, they definitely showed up for those. One of our highest videos is Cobra Kai and Squid Game. So
Yeah,
they all showed up for
They
that
have
one,
that.
which there you go. So you got Cobra
Yeah.
Kai, Marvel, of course.
700,000 views on that one, 631,000 or 622,000 for Squid Game. So yeah, that's a trip.
So
And
they
of course,
definitely show
Marvel
up.
stuff is always big. So
Of course.
yeah. What do you think is with Marvel? I guess besides Marvel stuff, and you just did Mario Brothers. Last of Us, was Last of Us very popular for you guys on the internet, or was it more hype than actual buzz?
Like Last of Us was definitely popular in the sense that everybody showed up in the beginning, but you
Mhm.
started to see like a trail off, especially once we hit episode 3, which we loved episode 3. And
Yeah.
episode 3 is our highest viewed video out of that entire series so far. Well over 100K views, but you started getting people that were getting frustrated with it, and that they were there for the infected, and the affected weren't showing up episode after
Right.
episode.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're going to see a drop off when it comes to season 2. But yeah, I would say it was less than House of the Dragon, which we weren't sure how that was going to do because Game of Thrones
good.
ended on a putter, sort of. But
Right.
no, House of the Dragon, man, people showed up for that one.
Did you
too,
like it?
so. Oh yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of House of the
I
Dragon.
really
Oh
loved
yeah,
it.
me too. I like
So
the pacing was so much better in House of Dragon.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sure.
good.
Stuff.
Yeah, well, they had to extend Game of Thrones forever. They only
Mhm.
had, one book to go.
It's true.
Yes. So we're talking with Robert from Late to the Party, and talk about the popularity of some of the reaction videos and which projects are overhyped and don't live up to the buzz. Because I think one of the best parts of having a successful YouTube channel, especially reacting to popular content that's being put out, is how much people are actually into it. Because based off of if they were really into it, then the views for said reaction is going to be higher than something that say like Last of Us that got the buzz at first.
Mhm.
But a lot of people quickly jumped off the bandwagon. And I was feeling that same way around episode 3 as well. It was difficult for me to kind of finish out the season of Last of Us. And I'm glad to know that I wasn't necessarily alone in my opinion on that. And of course, Robert can attest to this just by seeing the gradual decline of the reaction videos to each episode.
Yeah, you really do get to kind of get a finger on the pulse when it comes to what's working, what isn't. And I really do feel like the creators, the directors and the writers are turning to a lot of those channels to find the criticisms and figure out what they can improve on and what they can, make a little bit better. Granted, I don't think that the YouTube channel should in any way dictate what goes on in these stories. But when everybody comes out behind an actor and say, this is the actor that's perfect to play this role, and Pedro Pascal ends up getting cast because everybody's like, yes, that makes sense. And in turn, they cast him because they're like, yeah, that makes sense. So I feel like look at Rosario Dawson getting cast as Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars. All started out because Boss Logic created a fan art of her as Ahsoka Tano. That was the catalyst to getting her that job.
Wow.
So I do feel like a lot of them are coming into the fans and realizing what we love as fans just by the hype. And if you're watching it and if you're not, they need to figure out why not.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna just start getting like DMs slid into by different actors, being like, "You should really suggest me to be this the new Superman." I've been working out. Look at me, I look just like him. All right, like get that influence. We're keeping the conversation going on the podcast broadcast. Be back with your beef tip after this. Let me ask you this, Robert. Do you get now, since we have Herb Stratford on, who's a movie critic, so he'll get screeners, things like that. Are you at the point where you're on the list where you're getting screeners and different advance copy for things? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we unfortunately though we have to go up to Phoenix to do it because we've got the partnership up there. So yeah, we go to all the Marvel, all the Disney stuff, Warner Brothers. We're gonna go watch Evil Dead Rise here next week. And yeah, the only
Bruce Campbell
is
a dick, though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to throw that out there. He's the worst. I've talked to a lot of people over the last, over 10 years I've been doing this and got to talk with many famous people. Famous people. There's only one that I don't like. It's Bruce Campbell, man.
Wait, does he even have anything to do with this new movie?
He's a producer.
He's a producer. Okay, because
that's another. Yeah, but still,
yeah. My husband he loves Evil Dead franchise. We've seen Bruce Campbell live the whole day. He's all into it. And so when I saw that come out, I was like, this seems not campy. So what's happening? And then saw that he didn't really have anything to do with it.
Yeah, but continue on your story. Sorry to interrupt you on that.
And I get it, man. Like there's a lot of people, like when we were going to Burbank all the time and hanging out over there, you would hear a lot of rumblings about a lot of different actors that were definitely not the greatest when it came to interactions with just other creators, or when it came to just like service workers. Like you hear about a lot of them that are just not the best. So yeah, I've heard about Bruce Campbell just not being the best, especially when it comes to just interacting with any sort of press or journalists or anybody that is trying to talk to him on a professional level versus like the fans that he seems to be a little bit more open to. So I'm not sure, but I've never met him and I've never tried to meet him, but
yeah, you don't want to.
I like his work. I like what he's done, but you got a lot of very diehard Bruce Campbell fans out there. I'm not one of them, but yeah, when it comes to those screenings, man, it's weird. Like Tucson, we've been trying to get in the circle for Tucson, but like it was even one that we talked to, and he never emailed us back. So it's like, all right, back to Phoenix we go.
Yeah,
go watch all
especially
these
for the big
screenings.
ones. I know, and that's a big complaint for Herb too, because he won't make the trek up there for a lot of them because it won't make sense. But
Well, we got to find him. He's probably at all the screenings that we go to. So,
well, I mean, it really has to be something that he's passionate about. So,
Right.
like, if he knows it's going to be like a 3-hour flick and it's on a Tuesday or Wednesday, he probably won't do that because that's like an 8-hour turnaround.
Right.
He should. I mean, it's kind of his job, but
it's true.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, they always look at Tucson's market of like, well, we'll just do Phoenix. It's only an hour and a half away, but like by the time you add in travel time and everything else, it's just a drag.
It is quite a bit. In fact, there's a double header this coming Tuesday, which is Evil Dead Rise, and then Beau is Afraid. Beau is Afraid is 3 hours long.
Ooh.
You do 3 hours long plus Evil Dead Rise plus the time it takes to drive there and back. And it's like we got a dog here too, so it's like Beau is Afraid. We're gonna have to wait on that because we still have to watch Midsommar from Ari Aster. So, and we're gonna do that on the channel too. So maybe we'll save Beau is Afraid for the channel too.
yeah, so that's got to be rough too. Are you taking notes while you're at these screenings too? Like, are you like physically writing down notes or putting it in your cell phone or anything like that?
I really did used to because I have the ability. I used to freak people out when I would interview people when I worked at Target because I could look at you and write at the same time and okay, all right. But so I could write and take notes and stuff, but I eventually I kind of stopped doing that, and now I just kind of go off memory because we film reviews immediately out of the theater. So once we leave the theater, we film our review out in the foyer or wherever we can do it. AMC is real cool about letting us film there. In fact, if you look, majority of our reviews are done there at the Foothills, what was the Foothills Mall.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm not as avid of a note taker unless it's a spoiler review. And like you said, unless you're doing breakdowns, Easter eggs and all that, then you better believe I'm going to be going the second viewing and I'm writing stuff down. So,
which you have to kind of pick up all those things, especially when it comes to Easter eggs, things like that.
Yeah,
that's good. We've been.
I got it all right.
Know Robert from Late to the Party, the YouTube page here that it's streamed live or streamed live. It's broadcast out of Tucson, has a global audience, and you probably recognize Robert and Vanessa and not even know about it just by seeing some of these reaction trailers that these major studios are putting together and stuff. So it's great to get to know you, Robert. I know this will not be the last time that we catch up with you. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we are now part of yours as well. So when you guys go to YouTube, make sure you look up Late to the Party and subscribe. They got awesome reaction videos there. Before we leave you today, I do have a beef tip that I'll end you with. And you ever go out to a restaurant and get like terrible service?
Yes.
Right. Well, apparently there's a hack that you can do that will increase your chances of getting good service. And that is get dressed up. Researchers at the University of Missouri said they had 222 waiters and waitresses look at pictures of random people and guess whether each person would leave a good tip or not. See, it's all about assuming if someone's going to tip. So, yeah, next time you go to McDonald's, wear a tuxedo. And then they'll bust out that Big Mac ASAP, right?
It's all about the tip.
So get dressed up next time you go out. Treat yourself, and you'll get better service. And then stump them by giving them a 10% tip. You're like, you didn't see that coming, did you? No, don't do that, actually.
No.
But it could make an even bigger difference for the guys. Well-dressed men were seen as the best tippers, and guys who dressed casually were expected to leave the worst tips, and they therefore got the worst service. So, yes, if you want better service, get dressed up, especially at Hooters. I don't know why I threw that out there. That's all the time we have for the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel while you're at it, youtube.com/beefvegan. Tomorrow morning, we'll have another round of tap out and give out that motionless and white coffee. And Rico will have another 5-star review. But till then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come and end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.